When it comes to restaurants, there's usually a few things that draws people in. Sometimes it's good food, a fun atmosphere, or just good curb appeal. Well, this location had all three. And although I've never eaten here before, when it was in operation, I've heard nothing but good things. Sadly, it closed a few years ago and has become forgotten and almost abandoned. But today, we're going to learn more about the former seafood restaurant known as JJ Bankos. If you'd like to learn more, all you have to do is come along with me. I'm glad you tuned in for this video. So before we continue, I do have two things I want to share with you. Number one, I do have a cheat sheet which is going to help guide me along with sharing some information with you as we look at this place. Number two is that we're going to be looking at it from the outside. I won't be going inside or attempting to go inside. It is, from what I could see already, locked up, secured, and looked after with locals. So we're going to just be observing it and learning about it from the outside, but doesn't mean it's not a cool place to check out. So let's learn more about it. So when it comes to curb appeal, we're going to start with that. It actually had quite a few things going for it. And right here on the corner is a giant lobster sitting there on a little platform. And that's one of the first things that people saw when they arrived here. Aside from that though, as we come around the side, there is a unique vehicle here. And this is actually was from a tram. It would pull tram carts like you'd see like at an amusement park or Disney, where it'd have additional cars hooked up to it with seating, and it would take guests or passengers either to or from certain locations, usually a parking lot. But they brought it here just for some curb appeal, and obviously back in the time this was well manicured and it was really well visible. And it's pretty neat. It's almost like a submarine. And I believe it is street legal if I'm not mistaken. Has some gauges down there. Looks like it has a half tank of gas still. And it's just open cab, enough for one person, the driver. It has a, looks like a painting out there of a pelican carrying a baby lobster. And it says the birthplace of the dollar lobster. So I guess back in the time that was something that they were advertising. And the motor, I'm guessing, is still in there. I know I'm probably getting some looks here because I'm right on this main drag. And yeah, there's the radiator. So there is a motor in there, probably a 6-cylinder or 8-cylinder. But that is not the only thing that was here. Further over here, there was a little platform that had another vehicle. I'm actually going to show what shows up on Google Maps still. Is a little short frame van. It was a black van, and it was sitting on a little platform here right along the road. And it was really neat looking to see that. But that is some of the things right here on the side and the corner of the property that had guests getting their, the owners getting the guests' attention, the customers' attention. But there's more than that, so let's continue. Now, being a seafood restaurant, they obviously went with a nautical theme. Out here on the railings, you can see some markers, as you would see like at a dock or a marina. But the other thing that was out here too, and you can see remnants of it, is you can see some ropes hanging here. Well, they actually had pirates out here. They had, I know, one hanging kind of upside down, and another one kind of clinging to a pole or something like that. So they had various pirates out here in different poses, just looking like they were kind of taking over the place. So that was another curb appeal item that they had. And as I mentioned, I'm not going inside or attempting to go inside because right there is a trail camera. So as I mentioned, this place is watched. And they have, that's a bug collector. I thought that was a lantern. As you come around though, you can see a barrel, some more ropes and buoy-like material. And they had numerous different doors. I'm not sure what was the main entrance, whether it was this might have been a bar. There's also doors over there too. I may be able to take a couple still shots through the glass with my phone. And if I do so, I will incorporate those later on in the video, just giving you a glimpse as to what the inside looked like. But as you can see, peeking around the corner here is something even more incredible as far as curb appeal goes. Look at this. Now, believe it or not, but I hope you believe it because I do have some facts about this. Was an actual boat. This was not created as a facade. It wasn't built onto the building. This was an actual boat that operated on the seas. Now, it is called the Miss Arlene. So according to my fact sheet, this was renamed the Miss Arlene, which was the owner's mother. So he named the boat after her. Prior to that, I believe it was called the Woodford. And this boat actually came from Florida, and it was used to transport presidents from Miami Beach to the Woodford Hotel. And the owner saw it was for sale, bought it, brought it here, and reconverted it into a dining room. So inside of there is a dining room. But on the outside, aside from the roof there, it looks like an actual boat. You can see an anchor here. It's actually a good size anchor as well. And some lights, or they would have been like little port windows. I forget the actual name, but they're like porthole windows or port windows. There's actually lights in there to light it up. And they even have it kind of tied up on the dock here to make it seem like it's, you know, parked here, although it's permanently parked here. But as we come around to the bottom and the back, you can actually see the propeller is still down there, as well as the rudder. It's like a shaft-driven propeller, so that is kind of neat. It's still showing its original, purpose as a boat. So you can see it's kind of cut off here. I don't know if it continues inside or if they cut it here, but regardless, it is a full-size operable boat at one time. So that would make for a very unique dining experience. And just to put it into scale reference, I'm going to walk up to the boat and show you how big it is compared to me. And for perspective, I am 5'11". So that's a good sized boat. Definitely big enough to handle the seas down in Miami. Let's come around the back here now. Not much to see back here. There's some sheds. Looks like it may be a refrigerated trailer. Probably where they got deliveries. You can actually smell oil back here too. That's why there's an oil tank right there. It's probably where they dumped the old grease, old oil. The vents are on top. That's where the kitchen was, obviously. And they had a little box truck here, which is faded, but on the side of it, you still see where it says the Miss Arlene. Dine aboard the Miss Arlene, actually says. A true seafood dining experience. JJ Bankos coming down the side there, and has Route 11 West Nanticoke. So if you couldn't tell, yes, we are in West Nanticoke. They had no trouble getting their name out there or advertising. Now, this is where you guys, at least locals who have been here before, can maybe help connect these dots. I had trouble finding the exact date this place opened. I did catch an interview with the owner's mother, Miss Arlene, and she stated this was a business back in the 80s. Now, I don't know what business it was or if that's when the building was built, but she said it was a business in the 80s, and her son kind of revamped it, repurposed it, made it into JJ Bankos in the 90s. That's when it kind of became officially JJ Bankos and kind of caught some steam, no pun intended, to ramp up to the following that they had, to become a very popular seafood restaurant. Now, it operated up till 2017, and it closed because, unfortunately, the son, the owner, died. So it closed in 2017. It sat actually kind of vacant. I guess you can say abandoned, even though it wasn't abandoned. I mean, it's been sealed up, looked after, taken care of for the most part. 2019, there's an article in the various newspapers that this was to be sold at a sheriff's sale in June of 2019, I believe. Now, as to whether or not that sale took place, I truly don't know, but that's what was advertised, that it was up for sale at a sheriff's sale, which was 3 years ago, going on 4 years now. So as to whether or not it has new owners, I can't confirm or deny that. As of right now, though, nothing is being done with it, except that the things were removed. The pirates were removed. The little short frame van was removed. But otherwise, the name's still there, and it's just more or less just a forgotten place. I mean, locals to the area know this place, loved it, they miss it, but as to whether or not it's going to reopen as another restaurant or have maybe family members retake it over, which I doubt, or just become something else altogether, who knows. But I at least wanted to document it and share it with you guys before anything does take place, because like I said, it had a great following. It was really popular, great reviews, and it was more than the more successful seafood operations or restaurants down here, especially having that unique dining experience inside the Miss Arlene boat. But right now, I'm going to take my time to go around and snap some photos. I'm going to try to get some photos through the dining room windows there, and I'm going to roll a little photo montage, and then I'll be right back after that. I also wanted to mention too that this restaurant has been victim to floods over the years, most notably 2011 when water was up to nearly the top of the roof. Surprisingly though, the owner always came back and was open sooner than expected, ready to serve their customers once again. Another thing I walked by too is this giant, I guess you could say, tie-off rope anchor point, as if it was for a real dock marina, and it just kind of adds to the detail. And also looking up there at the windows, looks like there might be a busted open window, so hopefully that's just from a flying tree branch or something during a storm. But otherwise the building is pretty much intact, looks in still great condition. The boat is hanging on quite well. I am curious to see how it will look on the inside, you know, if it does resemble a boat at all. But if you have memories of this place, you're welcome to share them down below. And while I'm here, I think I did trigger that motion detector camera because a vehicle did roll up, and I believe the owner's mother is in the car with another person, and they haven't stopped and questioned me, but they are looking to see what I'm doing. And again, I am being respectful. I'm not trying to press my luck or, you know, cross any boundaries. I am just wanting to document it and to share it before it is gone and something else does happen with it. But regardless though, it is something that is really iconic here in the Luzerne County area, specifically West Nanticoke. Again, if you have any memories that you want to share, you're welcome to do so. And if you have any thoughts you want to share about what you've seen in this video, you're also encouraged to do so. Unfortunately, I never was inside, probably never will be inside, but at least we got to document it before, if any changes do take place in the future. Anyways guys, thanks for watching, and until next time, I'll see you in the next video.